This encounter begins with a familiar but legally serious error. An officer tells a member of the public that flying a drone over public land is an offense, yet cannot name the law, the section, or the power relied upon. Under UK policing standards, suspicion must be grounded in an identifiable offense, not assumption. Without a clearly articulated statute, there is no lawful basis to demand details under Sections 163, 164, or common law. This moment matters because once an officer frames lawful behavior as criminal without legal grounding, every subsequent request becomes procedurally unsafe. Viewers should pay attention here because this is the point where an interaction quietly shifts from inquiry to potential unlawful interference, and how that is handled determines everything that follows.
I don't need to give my details, do I?
You've committed an offence because you've been flying that in public. Okay, that is an
So
offence.
flying a drone in public is an offence?
You're flying that over a public piece of land, yeah?
Right, so over a bit of public land it's an offence, is it?
Yes. What's the guidance you were given?
What's the offence you think I've committed?
Right, okay.
It's a bit presumptuous to start suggesting that I've committed an offence.
You're flying it over members of the police and members of the DVSA who are trying to do some work, okay?
Is that an offence?
It is an offence. I'm going to get you, you've asked me what the specific offence is, I'll get that for you.
Okay.
Here, the officer attempts to justify suspicion by quoting CAA guidance, but stops halfway through the legal framework. UK drone law is category-based, not blanket. The 50-meter rule does not apply to all drones. Sub-250G aircraft fall into a different regulatory class with significantly fewer restrictions. Crucially, police suspicion must account for exemptions before enforcement action. Failing to establish the drone's category means the officer is applying a rule that may not legally apply at all. This is a procedural failure, not a debate. Policing by partial guidance is not lawful enforcement, and this is exactly how otherwise lawful activity gets wrongly escalated.
From the Civil Aviation Authority website,
Right.
okay? This is the guidance, where you can fly, legal heights, distances from people, and where you must not fly.
Right. I'll be with you in a minute. It's obviously...
Do not fly closer to people than 50 metres.
Right, I'm just going to be videoing you for evidence, okay? In the same way as you guys video us. You for evidence, okay? In the same way as you guys video us. The public. Right, go on then.
Okay, so I'm quoting to you from the Civil Aviation Authority website. It says here, do not fly closer to people than 50 metres. Well, you were certainly within 50 metres of me when I was stood in the middle of the DVSA check site.
Right.
Okay, so I suspect you of then breaching that regulation, so I'm asking for your details.
At this point, the legal position becomes clear. The officer acknowledges that drones under 250 grams are permitted to operate closer to people. Yet suspicion does not immediately fall away. In UK law, once the factual basis for suspicion collapses, the suspicion itself must end. Continuing an investigation without reasonable grounds risks breaching Code A of PACE, which governs stop and account principles. An officer cannot simply replace a failed legal basis with discomfort or inconvenience. This moment exposes a critical procedural rule. Lawful policing requires reassessment, not persistence, when facts change.
Flying a drone or model aircraft that's below 250 grams, you can fly close to people than 50 metres and you can fly over them. What weight is your drone?
Am I required to answer that question? I'm not required to assist you in your investigation. You've now just looked on the CAA website.
Yes.
And found that drones that are below 250 grams,
Okay.
you're allowed to fly closer to people than 50 metres and over their heads. So therefore you don't suspect me of committing an offence anymore, do you?
Well, I'm not trying to trick you. You've come to a traffic officer's course. There's a number of officers in there doing some traffic work.
Right.
You're flying a drone over our heads. It's distracting us from our work, and it's potentially a safety issue. So I've come out to discuss that with you.
Right.
And the first thing you want to do is to film.
This segment is significant because it edges into implied compulsion. The officer states that if an offense is suspected, details must be provided, yet still cannot articulate the offense. Under UK law, Refusal to provide details is not itself an offense unless a specific statutory power applies. Suggesting arrest in the absence of lawful grounds risks transforming a consensual encounter into an unlawful detention. Officers must be precise. Suspicion must precede compulsion, not follow it. This is a key boundary in police powers, and crossing it, even verbally, has legal consequences.
Maybe what that I have.
It may be that you have.
Yeah,
I suspect you may have committed an offence.
Well, I haven't.
Forgive me for not knowing the action section.
Okay, well, obviously, if you arrested me for failing to give you my details when I know I haven't committed an offence.
I'm going to arrest you.
Right.
You've brought that into the conversation. I haven't mentioned that. But likewise, I might be able to assist you in stopping you being stopped by the police unnecessarily. I don't know why we need to.
Well, it's quite an interesting. Well, it's quite an interesting site, and I want to film it. I know that I'm within the law to do that, and I'm quite entitled to do it. And you've come out here threatening me that if I don't give you my details, I could be arrested.
I never said that.
Well, that is the case, though, isn't it? You say you suspected me of...
I've never threatened... the first person to mention arrest was you.
No, you said that you suspect I might have committed an offence, so therefore I have to give you my details. Now, if you suspect I've committed an offence and I won't give you my details, what's your next course of action?
Well, I'm going to get some advice that I've then...
This is the turning point. The factual evidence is produced. A 249-gram drone squarely within the exempt category. At this moment, any remaining enforcement justification disappears. What follows is procedurally correct: acknowledgement, de-escalation, and a shift from enforcement to dialogue. Importantly, safety concerns are reframed as advisory rather than compulsory, which is the correct legal posture when no offense exists. This resolution matters because it demonstrates how encounters should end once legality is established, not with demands, but with acceptance and learning.
Okay.
I've got no means of weighing it, so...
No, it's got a grammage on it, look, there you go.
I'm not going to be weighing...
Can you see it?
Okay, 249 grams.
Right,
okay.
So that's evidence. I've shown you now that it's within the rules. I can fly it where I like.
249G written on the side.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest with you, I'm not going to get a set of scales out and weigh your drone.
Okay, it's all weighing in my favour now, though, isn't it? You've looked on the CEA website. I've explained the rules to you. I've shown you that it's a 249-gram drone. So now you know I'm not doing anything wrong, perfectly within the rules, so I can take off again and carry on with what I was doing, can't I?
Not until we get that advice from officers that know more about the legislation.
Well, the issue is, sir, the mechanics and my colleagues in there who are working around heavy bits of machinery are concerned because right above our heads we've got a bit of buzzing machinery. We don't know who's doing it. We don't know anything about it.
You've got like massive 100-ton aircraft flying over your heads. You know, that surely that'd be more of a worry than a little 250-gram thing that's buzzing over your head.
I can only pass on what I feel. It's distracting me from my work. It's distracting colleagues. They're looking up at what might be buzzing, what's buzzing just above their heads, whilst they're trying to work around 13-ton cranes which may suddenly move or have a defect. So I'm not trying to be awkward. I just want my colleagues to be safe. I want me to be safe, and I want to make sure that if it is fine, then I may have